agenda is clear. It's about returning power to the people where that is a practical option. Where it's not possible to return power to individuals as commissioners of services, it's about returning power to local government and giving people greater power over local government and local spending priorities. So I think this is a hierarchy of devolution. Where possible, we devolve to individuals. Where that's not possible, we devolve to the lowest level of government that is practical. Where we can devolve full accountability for delivery of public services, we should do so. But in some cases where it will not be possible to devolve full accountability, we should look to specify outcomes and work with partners at local level to deliver those outcomes using the power of local commissioning, which both delivers better tailored services and, critically important from my point of view, hugely widens the field of potential providers and thus tends to have a very positive effect in generating value for money. Not all decision-making can be devolved. I think we need to recognise that. Certainly in the short term, there are issues of equity around services which are funded nationally and concerns about, we all remember the phrase postcode lottery, when nationally funded services are devolved without national specification of the required outcomes. And there are issues of political accountability. Clearly, it is possible that a national government will have a mandate for a set of priorities that reflect one political persuasion, while many local authorities at any given time will have a mandate that reflects a different set of political priorities. So we have to address these issues. And I think there's something else as well. Under Tony Blair's government in particular, John Prescott's agenda, and Chris will remember that, we had spent many a happy hour in committee facing each other. Under that agenda, the requirement for greater efficiencies of scale was used to drive an argument for larger units of democratic accountability, a regional agenda which the British public frankly rejected when it was given the opportunity. And it seems to me that a crucial insight, which quite quietly and without fanfare has gained very wide currency in local government, but also beginning to gain currency in central government, is this: that it is possible to have small-scale local units of political accountability while getting the benefits of scale efficiencies by decoupling policy-making and commissioning, the accountable functions of policy-making and commissioning, from the essentially non-accountable contracted functions of delivering the services that accountable units of government wish to commission. And it seems to me that once you've embraced that concept, it really does open up a huge new range of opportunities. The opportunity for genuinely local government, the opportunity for genuinely local units of accountability, while forever driving the efficiency of delivery, whether it's through collaborative networks of public sector organisations working together or outsourcing of the delivery of public services to third sector or private sector organisations. And I would acknowledge absolutely that local government is ahead of the game in this agenda. I think that's probably because local government has been under financial pressure for a number of years and is therefore well ahead of central government and NHS organisations who have only just started to wake up to the financial pressures on budgets that they will feel in the years ahead. But I want to make clear as well that our devolutionary zeal does not stop at the door of the town hall of the local authority. Where commissioning power can be placed in the hands of the citizen, that would be our first choice and our first port of call. We've already made a number of key commitments to devolving commissioning power closer to people in education, where we will essentially devolve more power to the parent to choose where the budget attaching to his or her child goes. In social care, where we've embraced the concept of personal budgets, and in the NHS, where GP-led commissioning, patient GP joint commissioning from public and third sector providers will be the way in which we drive efficiency gain in the NHS to allow it to continue to deliver the quality and quantity of care that it does while responding to a demographic time bomb that is waiting to explode underneath it over the next decade or so. But there are, as I said earlier, many services where a commissioning role has to remain in democratically accountable hands. In some cases, responsibility for budgets and priorities can simply be passed down to local government. For example, in planning, in economic regeneration, we've already announced our plans to devolve budgets and responsibility down to the local level of government. In other areas, central government will have to maintain control of the what, but in my mind, we should always seek to avoid specifying the how, if we possibly can. We should explore the opportunities to tap into local government's abilities to contract and to commission locally, delivering efficiently the outcomes which are mandated by central government, and crucially, by not specifying the how of public service delivery, encouraging innovation, genuinely new approaches to reaching the outcomes that central government wishes to mandate, and hopefully thus developing and spreading best practice to the benefit of the taxpayer across the public sector. And even in the few cases where the government will have to retain not only control of the what, but also control of the how, I see no reason why local government shouldn't play a full role as a potential commissioner, deliverer of services, even where they're specified from the centre. And I think we have quite a lot to learn from local government's experience over 2 decades of compulsory competitive tendering and the gradual outsourcing of services and all the innovative approaches which have been delivered and are continuing to be delivered across our most innovative councils in the recent past and ongoing. I think that one of the key issues here is for me to emphasise our humility about the ability we have to drive this agenda. We are, I hope, not deluded. We're certainly not deluded enough to think that we can micromanage a revolution in the way, in the culture of public service delivery from the top. That is simply not possible, and I am absolutely certain that if we try to do this from the top down, in 3 years' time, we will be floundering, panicking at the prospect of a general election coming around the corner and no tangible results for our endeavours.